Hello, so let's get going then. So this is the photo relating to today's reading. So we're on the BBC website again, and this is a giveaway. Lots of people should know what we're looking at here, or reading about, I should say. So this is a Banksy piece of work. And I can't help but believe I think this guy is almost part of the scene, really. It's almost part of the art because this happens so constantly, doesn't it? That someone's taking a photo of Banksy's work. But of course, here really it's this bollard. Supposedly, the shadow is giving you this on the wall here. So he's really too close, I would suggest, to get the full effect of the full part of this artwork here. Does anyone else have any comments about this? Has anyone seen this in reality? I think this is in Marseille in France. Has anyone seen this at all?
It's interesting sentence. I want to be what you saw in me.
Hmm.
It's
Something a lover may say to their beloved, possibly. Okay, so let's scroll on then to the article itself. So it's titled Five Works That Reveal the Philosophy of Banksy. Ah, the philosophy. Of course, perhaps the words give that away. So this was written just a few days ago, I think, this article. Let's scroll down. Yeah, it's about a month ago, actually, almost exactly a month ago. Okay, so there's no credit I can see here for the piece of the
Mhm.
photo, but we know this is a Banksy. We believe it is. Oh, there we go. There was the credit there. So Alamy, Lighthouse. And here's the writer of the article, Kelly Grovier. Kelly Grovier. So let's get going then. So Elena, you're first.
Yes.
So maybe I'll just read the title, get us all going. So I've got a difficult name here. I've got this one here. So
Mhm.
Banksy's new mural in Marseille is not the first image he has connected to the history of ideas. From Plato to Foucault, a Banksy expert reveals the philosophy behind these popular artworks. Okay, so if you're okay, it's from here. So that's
Mhm.
which is the real you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What
Is it big
happened?
enough? Is it legible?
Sorry. Mm.
Can you see it okay? Is it big enough
No,
for
I
you?
can't see it.
Okay, let me make it one bit.
What happened?
Is that slightly okay? Is that better? So it's up here. It says, which is the real you, the person you are now or the person you are capable
Yeah,
of
I see it.
becoming?
Yeah. Which is the real you, the person you are now, or the one you are capable of becoming? It's a heady question, to be sure, and not one you would expect to be confronted with while strolling down a street in Marseille in the waning days of May. Yet it's precisely the existential dilemma that Banksy, who once asserted being yourself is overrated, has uh, surreptitiously
Mm-hmm.
installed in a cloistered stretch of the quiet Rue Felix Fregier, the site of a new work, the latest installment in the elusive artist's decades long career as a provocative philosophical prankster.
Mm-hmm.
For more than 30 years, Banksy has spiked many of his most iconic works, from his girl reaching hopelessly for a heart-shaped balloon to his marked rioter hurling a bouquet of flowers with barbed allusions to old masters from Michelangelo to Monet. Vermeer to Van Gogh. Vermeer to Van Gogh. But there is more. Beneath his stealthy stencils lies a deep and deliberate engagement with the history of ideas as well, from classical Stoicism to postmodern deconstructionism.
Okay, that's it. Yes, that was a lot of tricky words.
Yes.
I didn't realize there were that many there. Okay, so but you did very well. You kept going. That was very good. So which were the trickiest for you then? Which ones you want to go back over with?
Yes. So, surreptitiously. Yes.
Yes, so
Surreptitiously.
yeah, that's pretty. You've got it really. When you read it out the last time, you pretty much had it, Ray. So surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously.
Yeah,
Surreptitiously.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, surreptitiously. So it's sort of sneakily, slowly, almost as a spy might do something, surreptitiously. So strewn. That's the last time we looked at that. So let's quickly put it. This is yeah, surreptitious. It's now saying it. So let's listen to them saying it. Surreptitious.
Surreptitious.
A surreptitious action is done secretly, and that's really the point, I guess. So secret, clandestine, furtive, sneaking, or sneakily maybe. There we go. You've got it. Yeah. Do you want to say it again? The word.
Surreptitiously.
Perfect. Perfect. Anything else there?
Cloistered stretch.
Yeah, that's better now. I think you missed off the ed when you read it out first of all. So that's pretty much there. So if I just say without the ed, so that's cloister, and
Cloistered stretch.
cloistered. Can you say that?
Cloistered.
Yeah. That's pretty good actually. Yes. So a cloister is part of a monastery. Did you know that?
Yes, my address is now
Oh,
the
really?
cloister.
It's
The
in your
cloister
address.
in Ramsey. Yes, the cloister. Just behind the monastery.
A cloister is a covered area around the monastery. But when you say something is cloistered, what does that mean, do you think, then?
It's like a pole behind the monastery. It's columns or poles on the monastery
A column of poles, did
backyard.
you say? Well, let's look up cloistered. So that's the cloister is a noun. It's the name of something. Well, I just said search. It's not doing anything. Let me search. Yeah. Is cloistered even in here? Yes, cloistered. So if you have a cloistered way of life, you live quietly and you are not involved in the normal busy life around you. Or sheltered, protected, restricted, shielded. That's the idea. Okay. So something that's the way a monk might live, I guess. But when you say cloistered, you're not really talking about monks. You're probably talking about something else. Anything else there then?
So it's cloistered stretch. Stretch.
So stretch,
Yeah, stretch.
stretch.
Was it quiet? Yeah. So it's a quiet part of this roof helix. Fragile.
Yes, it would seem to be. Yes, yeah, yeah. So rue is basically road, isn't it? Effectively.
Yes, it's French.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
Street.
because we're in France, aren't we? It's at Marseille, right in the south of France. Pretty much on the Mediterranean, isn't it? I think. Expensive area to live, but it wasn't always. Anything else there?
Barbed allusions to
Yeah, that's fairly close. Yeah, barbed. You can get sometimes you might have barbed wire going around something that's protecting it. Barbed wire across the top of a wall, maybe. So it's wire which is which is used around to sometimes the military use it to stop people walking through a certain area, and a barb is a small spiky thing that might stick into your leg or your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's barbed wire, but here it's barbed allusions to something.
So pronunciation, Michelangelo to Monet.
So those were those. Let's do all those names then.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, I have heard it said that way. I have people say Michelangelo, but I have said that. I do hear that. Yeah, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
A lot of Brits say Michelangelo. I think a lot of people say
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. I think so, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo to Monet.
Michelangelo.
Mm.
This one is Monet.
Monet. Yeah. Vermeer. It's a
Yeah,
Holland
Vermeer. That's
artist.
it. So Monet. So where did Monet come from? What country?
France. From
France.
France.
And
Monet.
Vermeer. Where did
Vermeer,
Vermeer?
Holland.
Holland. That's right.
Yeah.
And Van
Van
Gogh.
Gogh. Van Gogh. Holland as well.
Holland. That's it.
Mm.
You're saying Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Yeah.
Say again.
Van Gogh.
This is a tricky name to pronounce. I'm not Dutch, so I can't really do it justice. But a lot of Americans would say, I think almost every single American I've ever heard would say Van Gogh. So
Van Gogh.
hear quite a lot of people say Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
I'm not saying that's the correct way. I think a lot of Brits try to say the name somehow sort of vaguely similar to how the Dutch might say Van Gogh, maybe something like that.
Van Gogh.
Or Goth. Van Gogh is another way of saying it. That's probably the most common way. So Goth would be how most Brits would say it. Van Gogh, like that. That's most Brits would say it that way. Goth, which is halfway to how the Dutch might say it. But the Americans would say Van Gogh. Almost all Americans would say Van Gogh. That was good. That's good. So do you want to do that first one again there? Do you want to do that first one again?
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Michelangelo. That's it. That's good. Anything else down there?
Next,
Mm-hmm.
beneath the
Mm-hmm. Which one?
stealthy, stencil, all of them. Beneath his
Okay, so yeah, so
stealthy.
let's read that. I'll read that whole thing to you. Then it's your go, mate. You copy it back again, mate. Pronounce it back to me, I should say. So beneath his stealthy stencils lies a deep and deliberate engagement with the history of ideas as well, from classical Stoicism to postmodern deconstructionism. I think. Over to you.
Stealthy stencils.
That word there. So
Yeah.
if you're stealthy, it means it's sort of going back to that spying thing, isn't it? You're doing something very quietly in a way that other people might not even notice until it's too late. Stealthy. There's a stealth aircraft, isn't there? Radar can't quite track it down. That's the idea here. So stealthy. Do you want to just try it again? Stealthy.
Stealthy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Stealthy. Yeah. And the
Stencils.
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 Do you know what stencils are? What are
No.
stencils?
No idea.
Oh, you don't know. So if you go back to the picture back here, it's quite likely, almost certain, that he has used stencils to get those straight lines. So basically, a stencil of this picture here would be perhaps a large piece of cardboard like that, with a big hole cut in the middle with exactly this shape. And with his spray can, he just sprays over the piece of cardboard, and that covers the areas where he doesn't want the paint to go. Does that make sense? I haven't explained that very well, but let's search it then. Sometimes children have stencils. Sometimes you have letters and numbers in this case. Let's go to the images again. It's not quite coming out as I was expected. So yeah, so this is like it changed just as I clicked on it. So this is the number 9 here, and this is a stencil of it. So there's a big. I don't know why they keep doing that.
It's like a trafaret.
Okay, yes. Something an artist you might want to use. Can you see here, just below where my cursor is? So this is a white piece of plastic, and you have holes in it, and you can see the wood behind. So this is a stencil of a triangle, and a stencil here of a quarter of a circle. So if you want to do the outline of a quarter of a circle, you put your pen in there and sort of you outline it with your pen and going around the edges of the piece of plastic. That's a stencil.
Yeah, stencil.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and that's what he uses. If you remember, perhaps you weren't here, but the last time we read about Banksy, we had a short video and we saw some people with stencils. So it was almost certainly some of Banksy's gang, or even Banksy himself, doing some of the artwork. Or we just had the video, just caught them. So any other words you want to go back over again? There. It's pretty good.
Maybe some pronunciation, if not.
Yeah, so that maybe that word there was the first one noticed. So heady.
Heady, not heady, heady.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. So if you're a bit heady, it probably means you might be a bit lightheaded, or maybe overexcited. So it's a heady question. That makes you a bit lightheaded, maybe, or it's a bit exciting, perhaps. So I think your Marseille was quite good. So that's Marseille. We say it as Marseille. I'm not sure how you said it, but it's pretty good, I think. So that one there is a bit tricky. Let's put those 2 or 3 words together. 4 words.
Existential,
Ah, you've got it. That's it. Yeah. And again.
the existential dilemma that Banksy.
Yeah, that's pretty. You're almost there. You just need to squeeze it together a bit more. So we say it more as existential. So we say eggs.
Mhm.
And we stop for half a second, and then say eggs existential. Existential.
Existential.
Perfect. Perfect. So what's if it's something existential? What is it? What is it relating to? I can't say the word myself now. Existential. What does it mean? What is it about?
It's like a, I don't know, exist.
Yeah. It's to do with existence, you might say.
Yes. So we are here, we are alive. I don't know, exist.
Often when you use the word existential, I'm having an existential crisis. You're sort of saying, shall I kill myself almost? Not
Yeah.
exactly that, but why am I alive? What am I doing?
Life, yes, it's life, yes.
And
Life.
it might end up leading to someone's death, I suppose, an existential crisis. Okay. Do you want to do that word again there, just for practice? Can you see?
Surreptitiously.
We'll come back to it. Maybe try that one again. This next one.
Cloistered.
Cloistered. Maybe that one again. So what was that again?
Surreptitiously.
Almost. Surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously.
That's it.
Surreptitious.
I think when you got here, something happened. I can't think quite what it was. Do you want to say those few words again?
Masked rioter hurling a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just that one word there. So riot, and it's got the er on the end, so it's referring to the person who's doing some rioting. So rioter. So masked rioter hurling a bouquet of flowers. That's it. Do you want us to say rioter for me? Just riot.
Rioter.
Yeah, that's it. Stoicism. I think that was it. There's always something I can't think what it was, but that's great. Anything else?
Nothing else. Thank you.
There was another word. Can't see it. Let's type it in. Yeah, there we go. That one there. So, how do you say that word there?
Elusive.
Yeah, that's it. Elusive. Yeah, elusive. Okay. Any question? Anything from anyone else? Any queries about that?
No questions. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So I can pronounce that now. The English way is of Felix with that name there, and I got no idea how to say that one there. I'll leave that for you to work out. So it's obviously a rue or a road, effectively. Okay, let's scroll on then. Thank you very much, Elena. Over to Michael, if that's okay. So you start with a date. If that's okay.
Okay.
Over to you.
On 29th May, Banksy posted on Instagram a photo of his first new piece in more than 5 months, piquing the internet's interest by withholding its precise location. Discovered shortly thereafter in the major port city in southern France, Marseille, the mural is at first glance deceptively simple. A tall silhouette of a lighthouse spray painted onto a bland beige urban wall. A rusting street bollard positioned nearby, and a painted shadow stretching across the pavement, joining the real-world object to its augmented, if two-dimensional, echo. Stenciled across the black lighthouse are the words, "I want to be what you saw in me." Anyone keen to find a source of the ideas that inform Banksy's new work needs merely to flip open any history of philosophy to Plato's seminal allegory of the cave from the 4th century BS treatise, The Republic. Then flip the ancient metaphor on its head. In Plato's parable, prisoners chained inside a cave mistake shadows on the wall for reality, unaware of the truer forms that cast them outside. But here, Banksy, being Banksy, baits us by switching the setup, reversing the relationship between essence and shadow. In Banksy's mural, the drab bollard cast not a diminished imitation of itself, but something for grander, a lighthouse, a symbol of illumination and guidance. Here is the silhouette, not reality. That's true.
Hmm. Yes, quite thoughtful. Good reading. Well done. Okay. So anything you want to talk about there, or anything you want to ask about?
Mm, silhouette.
Yeah, that's good. That's
It's
exactly how you say it.
French.
Silhouette.
It's French word. It's we also use this word in my language. It's
Ah,
also called silhouette, but
fascinating. Yes,
I don't know, maybe silhouette.
yes.
Uh,
Normally we have et on the end of something like this. Often it means something small, the small version of a bigger thing, sort of thing. Just just mention it in passing. Anything else? Anything else?
yeah, yes. There are many
Oh, okay.
word, hard word. Uh, Deceptively.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Southern France, Marseille, the mural or mural.
So those couple of words there then. So it's in France. So this is Marseille. In English we say it as Marseille. I know it doesn't look like Marseille, it looks like Marcel, doesn't it? And I think the odd American might say it that way, but it's Marseille normally in English. And the mural. So a
Mural.
painting on a wall is called a mural normally.
Is painted.
Yeah. Do you want to just say those words again? So Marseille and mural, both those words maybe?
Marseille, the mural.
Okay.
Marseille,
So I think some Americans might say Marcel, something like yours. I'm basically saying Mar say. That's almost what I'm saying there. Marseille. Marseille. So the L's are basically silent, pretty much, you might say. Marseille. But the Americans might try to put the L sound in. So if you want it that way, it's okay, I guess. Anything else?
Stenciled. What
That's
does
it.
it
You,
mean?
uh,
Stenciled.
so a stencil is, I think we had a photo over here, didn't we really? So this thing here where my cursor is,
Ah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. We talked
these
about
are
it.
these are
Yes.
stencils. This bit of plastic is the stencil, and it aids an artist or a child sometimes just to make a certain
Yeah.
shapes or patterns.
Um, diluted.
Anything there at all? Anything else?
I don't know. It's, maybe it's wrong pronunciation.
No. What's
A
that?
word. A
Oh,
word.
so this guy came up. I think you've. Yes, I'm sure you've heard of him. So this we normally say this is Plato. We say Plato in English.
Plato's. Plato.
Yeah, he's owning something here. So I'm missing the S off. So it's just Plato is really his name, isn't it? Plato. That's it. That's what we say. Um,
Uh,
and then just
up.
below it. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And treatise. Yeah.
It sort of looks like that, but we say treatise. Treatise.
Treatise. Treatise.
Yeah, treaty. So let's put it into the dictionary for a second. Let's listen to them saying it. They may have some. So a piece of writing discussing something, in this case a piece of philosophy, you might refer to it as a treatise. So let's listen to how they say it, treatise.
treatise,
Oh, that's different to how I expected. What's the American way?
treatise,
Treatise.
treatise,
Treatise. Well, it's different to how I expected. And you sound, I think you're probably better than I am, actually. So a treatise is a long, formal piece of writing about a particular subject. So once again, it's
treatise,
treatise. Do you eventually give it one more go?
Treatise.
Yeah,
Treatise.
treatise. Yeah, I think
Treatise.
your pronunciation is better than mine, actually.
treatise,
Treatise. I've always pronounced it wrong in this case, it would appear. Sometimes there is variation in pronunciation, so I'd be interested to check that one out. Um, so what does those two letters mean there? Why they stuck that there?
Before century.
Um,
Before.
Sort of, almost. So what does it stand for? Before?
Mm, before born of Christ.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So BC. So BC stands for before Christ, but sometimes
Christ.
you will see BCE, and so that is before Common Era. Sometimes, which is essentially the same thing. Essentially, pretty much exactly the same thing. Okay. So were you okay on Republic? So Plato is famous, absolutely famous for this piece of writing, his treatise, The Republic. It's about sort of the philosophy of politics, I suppose, isn't it? Okay, and this word here, metaphor, metaphor. I sort of missed H.
Metaphor. Metaphor.
So with that bit there, the number four. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm saying meta and then the number four. Metaphor. That's what I'm saying there, basically. Metaphor.
Metaphor.
Yeah, that's it. That sounds pretty good. I'm sure there's something else. Um, I can't remember. He said this one there. So, okay, this word here. So, grander. Grander.
Granddad.
So, if something's grand, it means it's very it's fine. It's
You
very high quality. It's very good or very expensive, possibly. Grand, and the er making it and adding to it then. So, grander, far grander. Okay. Let's. I think we missed out the top bit, didn't we? So. Going back to the very top then, thinking about that there. Oh, yeah, there was that word there.
uh,
Hmm.
Piquing.
So if we took off, if we get rid of that and put an E there, that's the original word. So that's peak, believe it or not, peak. So this is with the ing, it's now peaking, peaking. So you might, in this sense here, it's piquing someone's
It,
interest. That's the way you
it,
would use it.
it's
Pique.
something like pick or poke someone,
Pig a poke?
touch someone, pick,
Not really. Oh, but in a way, it could be, I suppose.
maybe
But
figuratively.
yeah, more figuratively. So there's a few ways of, looks at least three ways of using it. So maybe it might be one of them. So pique is the feeling of annoyance. That's true. You have when you think you have not been treated properly. So you may feel pique. So eventually, Mr. Green left is an example sentence, although not as widely believed, out of pique at not becoming chief executive. So in this particular case here, pique also means resentment, offense, irritation, annoyance. That's that particular meaning of the word. So that's a noun, but as a verb, if something piques your interest or curiosity, it makes you interested or curious. So it piques your curiosity, it piques your interest. And an example sentence using that word is this one here. It says, this phenomenon piqued Dr. Morris's interest. There we go. So that's arouse, excite, stir, or spur. In a fit of pique. And that is a saying of pique. So in a fit of pique, if you're very annoyed about something, you might use that phrase there. In a fit of pique, he broke his tennis racket, it being Wimbledon at the moment. So do you want to just say that again there? That word piquing?
Picking the picking, picking. And I find out now the idioms, piquing somebody's interest,
Yeah, that's
curiosity,
it.
to make
So,
somebody very interested in
mm.
something, in
So
business.
I've just put another word on the screen, and so these two words are basically pronounced exactly the same. So this is a mountain peak, and I've put an ing on the end. So peaking, and this other peaking is piquing interest. So they both make the same sound. These are homophones or whatever. Peaking and peaking. Anything else there at all? I'm sure there must be something. There was a couple of other things. Oh, there was. Do you want to practice that name again of the city in the south of France?
Marseille,
Yeah, pretty
Marseille,
much.
Marseille.
Most Brits say Mar, and this last bit is say. Say. Just like I'm talking to, I'm saying something. So say. Marseille. That's how much. Let's put it into the dictionary, actually. And perhaps it's in the dictionary. I don't know. I'm not sure if it will have these nouns in. I don't know. I suspect it will, actually. It does. Oh, but there's no help in how to pronounce it. Oh, let's go here. Oh, I can see they have an L on the end. Let's listen to how they say it.
Marseille,
Ah, he's saying Marseille. This is American English. Let's listen to the American English.
Marseille,
He's saying Marseille, isn't he?
Marseille,
I would say that's the closest one. I think that's the most correct. And the one up here, I'm not happy with it. I don't think it's accurate, I'm sorry to say. But I could be wrong. I'll have to check that now. I have my doubts now. But okay. Of course, the French national anthem. I just trying. That's got the Marseille. Marseille. I'm just thinking who else you might say. I'll check that and get back to you. But it'll be tomorrow or something. Okay. I noticed this word here. Oh, those two words. Can you just those two words again?
Blanc, beige.
Yeah, that's it, right? Yes. Blank beige. So this is beige. Wait, that word there. It sounds a bit French, doesn't it? Beige. Okay. And of course, the color is this color in the background here. This is sort of a beigey color, almost like a skin sort of a color, really, in a way, isn't it? I think there was something else. I just can't think what else it was. Anything else you see there? Anyone else have any things I want to look at or ask about?
Augmented.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yes. So that's it. You are saying it correctly. Augmented. So I think you said it slightly differently. Read it. So yeah, augmented. So it's
Augmented.
yeah. I think you've got it. Yeah, that's it. Augmented. And the when you read it out, this other word here, it didn't sound quite fluent. This one is. So do you want to say this one again here? This one.
Walk. Walk.
Yeah. When you're saying that, it sounds as if you're saying this word. So if some people like doing Japanese cooking, you might sometimes, or Oriental cooking, so they might do it in a wok. Wok.
Walk.
That's a large. Let's just search the word wok actually. So it's a cooking implement which is used in Oriental cooking, and you might sometimes stir fryers are done in a wok. Wok. So this is a wok. These are all woks, and it sounds a little bit like that when you're saying work. Work. So just be aware of that for the moment, maybe.
Walk. Work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, although there was an O there, a better spelling of that word might be that. It's got this irk sound there.
Work.
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 Yeah. Not
Work.
too strong. Ah, that's getting there.
Work.
Yeah. So if I say this one and then that one, so you can listen to them. So work, and this other one here is walk. Do you want to do both these words now for me in order?
Work. Work. Walk. Work. Walk.
Yeah. This one still a little
Work.
bit out.
Work. Work.
Yeah, that sounds better, but you've lost the W a little bit. It does the second half of it sounds better when you're saying it now, but you're making the first letter sound like a V. So you're almost there, but you just not quite. So work. Try again.
Work.
Yeah, that's good. Work,
Work.
and again.
Work.
Oh, you lost it a bit there. Work.
Work.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave it there. I think you've got that. That's pretty good, actually. Well done. And I think that's it. There's nothing else there.
Yeah.
Um, does anyone else have any questions about that at all? Anything else? Yeah. So when you said this word here, because we'll finish on this one maybe. Can you say this word here again for me?
Thereafter.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thereafter.
So obviously you can see there's sort of like two words, can't you, in a sense, but we're sort of join them together in a sense. So that's it. Thereafter. That's it. I think you've got it pretty much. That's good.
Thereafter.
Yeah, there.
Thereafter.
Um, let's stick in the dictionary. Let's listen to them. So when you first said it, when you first read it through, you lost it a little bit. But when you just practiced it, then a couple of times you've had it spot on, but a couple of times you've lost it as well. So let's just finish with this little one here. Then we'll listen to how they say it. So thereafter.
Thereafter.
Yeah. So thereafter means after the event or date mentioned. That's the meaning. An adverb, they're saying. So listen to it again, then it's your go. So thereafter.
Thereafter.
And your go, Michael?
Thereafter.
Yeah, that's it.
Thereafter.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you're basically saying each of those words in turn, but there's no gap between them. It's sort of glued together in a sense. That's it. So afterwards, that's the meaning of the word there. You've got it. Well done. So, okay, hopefully I think we're done with that one now. That's good. Thank you very much, Michael. And we'll scroll
Thank you.
on.
Thank you.
So Giuseppe, you okay reading from? Oh, you've got You've got a picture in the middle of yours. So I'll scroll down halfway through. So it starts out with Banksy's inversion. So your go.
Okay. Okay. Banksy's inversion urges us to ask where reality really resides, in what is or in what might be. His poignant phrase, "I want to be what you saw in me," is alluringly elastic. Is this the bollard dreaming of being more than it appears? Or the shadow wishing to become light? Or is it all of us, Banksy included, struggling to live up to the better versions imagined by those who believe in us? The answer is surely yes to all of the above. And it's a yes to the question, is this new work a lamp capable of shining light on further levels of meaning in Banksy? What follows in a brief look back at some of the artist's best known works? No, okay, its intonation is wrong. What follows is a brief look back at some of the artist's best known works and how they too are invigorated by and often append many of the most important philosophical tenets, both social and intellectual, that underwrite who we are and who we might be. Okay, well, a little. Banksy's new mural in Marseille is not the first to be accompanied by an affecting caption connecting the piece to the history of ideas. Among his most famous murals, Girl with Balloon, which portrays a child reaching towards a heart-shaped balloon drifting away from her, first appeared in 2002 in various locations in London, including on the South Bank, alongside the consoling assertion, "There is always hope." That conviction, which fuels the ceaseless striving for an ideal that is seemingly unobtainable in the mural, "There is no way that balloon is coming back," rhymes richly with aspects of 19th century German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer's ideas concerning an unquenchable and irrational will as a fundamental force that drives humanity. I don't know if I have to read more or not.
You're getting tired. Fantastic reading. I was hoping you were going to read more because there's nothing, not a great deal for me to say really. It's very, very good. That's a tricky name, and you're spot on. That's exactly how it said. Yeah, Arthur Schopenhauer. That's a fantastic German philosopher. Another philosopher there. Anything you want to ask about that or say about it? So,
Yeah, there are several words I don't know.
oh, really? Okay.
So in this part is
This is okay, is it? Shall I go to the first bit then? Your pronunciation was very good, even for the words you're guessing. Okay.
it's bollard. I don't know.
Oh,
Bollard the trimming.
so that word there is this thing. These are bollards. That's a
Okay,
bollard.
okay.
So along the pavement edge to stop cars or traffic mounting the pavement. That's it. That's a bollard. Good pronunciation. You guess the pronunciation very, very well. Anything else?
and often upend, actually, a upend and tenets.
Oh, again, I think your pronunciation was very good, I would say. So, you could say, perhaps not exactly, the Ten Commandments, you might say, are the tenets of the Old Testament, or
Okay,
you
okay,
might say
okay.
something like that. The principles of your beliefs or philosophies. A political party probably has tenets.
Great.
Let's more precisely get the pronunciation. So let's pop it in there. So let's take off the S, just make it singular. I've hit enter. So let's listen to the word.
tenet,
And again,
tenet,
tenet, tenet. So it's ten and then there's an ut, isn't it? So the tenets of a theory or belief are the main principles of which it is based. Do you want to just say the word again? I'll play it here, then it's your go, Giuseppe.
tenet,
Tenet, your go.
Tenet.
Yeah, and when you read it out, that's pretty much exactly how you read it out. That's very good. Well done. And so the other word was upend. And so you sort of see it's two words put together, sort of. So up and end. So if you upend something, you sort of you you make it the opposite, or you change it around. Upend. That's it. Upend. Cause a bit of chaos, I guess. Actually, I did notice Bollard thinking about it. He was slightly out when he read it. So you weren't too convinced, I think, when you read it out, Bollard. What else was it? There was something else. Anything else there?
Not in this part.
How about so if I read the last bit there too, it says that underwrite who we are and who we might be. So this is underwrite. What does that mean, underwrite?
Kind of underline or
Mm,
to
kind of, yeah. It's a bit more that maybe. There's several in English. There's several different meanings for this word. Some of them are in sort of the financial sector. Let's put it in the dictionary. But this one isn't financial in a sense. So I would say underwrite in the sense of what's the base is almost like the tenets again. So it's the basic. So they only have one. They only have one in. Oh my goodness. So here we go. So if an institution or company underwrites an activity or underwrites the cost of it, they agree to provide any money that is needed to cover losses or buy special equipment, often for an agreed fee. Strange.
yeah, kind of subscription. So they pay for to realize something, to make something.
So there's in finance and also insurance. So, but
To accept.
um, is there any more here?
Because in Italian we have exactly the literal transcription of underwrite. When someone
Oh,
or a minister or maybe an agency or a company underwrite something, and yeah, it's kind of agreement or yeah.
yeah. So to show agreement with, or
Yeah,
to support by,
yeah,
or
yeah,
signing
yeah.
one's name. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't quite the meaning to underwrite. Um, So I would say it's the idea here, to my mind, is it's that sort of that thing which is most fundamental and sort of that which those things or ideas which are most fundamental to us and that which support our most fundamental ideas. It's very similar to tenets, really, I suppose. Tenets. Yeah, okay. Maybe there was that word there, I think. That one there, perhaps. Do you fancy that one again?
Imagined,
Yeah, that's it, really, yes.
imagined.
Yeah, I think it's the sound at the beginning. It's just how it starts, I think. So let's just quickly pop it in the dictionary, listen to it here. So I would say imagined,
Imagine.
imagined, imagined. So let's listen to what they say. They're taking the D off. So
Imagine.
he's rushing it a little bit, isn't he? Let's put the D back on again.
Imagined.
Imagined. Yes. I think
Imagined.
it's yeah. And once again, imagined.
Imagined.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. That's it, really. So if you imagine something, you think about it, and your mind forms a picture or an idea of it. That's the meaning. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And there was another word. Let's tap it in so I can see it there. Oh, there we go. Yes. So those couple of words there to the end of the sentence. Just reread them for me, thanks, if you can.
Yeah. On further levels of meaning in Banksy.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, I think maybe the levels didn't come out quite right by
Yes.
accident, sort of thing. Yes, levels. So although they're both E's, I think they're sort of doing different jobs, aren't they? So it's sort of lev, then alls. It's not quite how it
Levels.
is, but levels. And maybe that one there is. You said it okay, really. So further. Do you want to say it again for me? Just further.
Yeah. Further.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Great. Anything else there?
No, thank you.
That's fantastic. I liked how you stopped at one point and you restarted again because you suddenly realized you hadn't got quite the right sound,
Yeah,
the wrong voice.
I was thinking about WH question, but it wasn't a question. So
Yes. Tricky, isn't it? That's very good. I should probably do that myself a few times. Often I suddenly realize I'm in the wrong tone. But I've started, so I just carry on. Any questions for anybody else there? A little bit. And that's the painting we're talking, or art piece we're talking about there. Go with the balloon. Now they describe the balloon as being heart-shaped, but here it's clearly not heart-shaped, is it? There. That version. And so I would say, when we look at that, would you say that is it obviously a stencil? Would you say? I think down the bottom I can see a stencil, and it's not very accurate down the very bottom. It's a bit sort of hazy down the bottom. How would you describe that then? Giuseppe, any comments about that little piece of work there?
yeah, I think the author describes the mural pretty well. So the balloon that is flying away and no possibility for the girl to grab it again. Also, I think she is leaving the balloon, and so the balloon is flying, but I think she has no intention to stop it, and yeah, kind of, yeah, bye bye, and
Yes.
also the wind seems to be quite strong because of the hair and her
Mm.
dress, and
Mm.
so the lines describe that well, because the author says there is no possibility that the balloon can come back.
Mm.
And yeah, it's a mix of more hope than sadness, I think, in this.
Mm.
I think it's something she believes in, and yeah, she let
Mm.
her dreams to fly somewhere. That's
Mm.
my impression.
I think I prefer your version. Now, he was saying this idea of, I suppose, of loss. There was a little bit of idea of loss. There was no hope of getting it back. But what you're sort of saying is that she's letting it go willingly. It's a decision. It hasn't been blown out of her hand or
Yeah,
sucked out of her
and
hand by the wind.
yeah, and also her face expression, the eye we can see. So she shows decision. So
Mm.
go, and
So she could almost be waving it goodbye.
yeah,
It's not really running after it.
yeah,
Probably both
exactly.
hands would be going, wouldn't it? Because she was genuinely trying to
Yeah,
get it back.
because she
Yeah.
is standing, and also yeah, everything is kind in movement except her legs. So they are.
Spot on. Yes. I think there's more than one version of this. Obviously, there's one photo, but I well think there are others. I do remember that he said that the balloon was heart-shaped, and we can't see the top of the balloon, and so the classic heart shape isn't quite clear if that is the case or not. So, but I accept your description. I think you're spot on when you say it's about a decision. She's let it go. The legs are quite firm. She'd be one leg would be ahead of the other. She'd be chasing after the balloon if she hadn't let it go intentionally. As you exactly said, it's goodbye. You do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, she doesn't try to catch
The
the
balloon.
ball, the balloon. Yeah, so
I wonder also, so there's a long sort of streamer, and you can imagine that the balloon was perhaps held by that there. But there's a second string, and that's sort of like a twisty one, I describe it as. I wonder if maybe that was wrapped around her finger. I'm imagining too much here, possibly, of course. But I think that's a possibility. So she was holding it too tight with it being wrapped around her finger, possibly. And intentionally let it go. I'm
ambiguous,
reading way too much into this, but there you go.
an ambiguous photo. There are many
Ambiguous.
different ambiguous.
Yeah,
Yes,
ambiguous. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
there are
Yeah,
many photos.
but that's art, isn't it? Really, I would say. You can't. There's very little about life. You can be 100% certain. You can have an opinion. We all have opinions about things, of course. But yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Why did something happen? So yeah, and of course, this, in a sense, of course, when the police are involved making decisions about things, that can be, of course, how there are mistakes in justice are made. The police thought one thing was happening, but it was really something else. Um, okay, so we've just had about an hour. We could carry on. So if anyone, oh yeah, sort of Rosa, I forgot about you, Rosa. Oh, do forgive me. Okay, so Rosa, is your go now. So where do you fancy reading from? You can read. So there's this picture here. If we start just below that, then. So it did refer to this piece of work earlier in the work. So there was a man throwing a bouquet of flowers. So not a bomb, but a bouquet of flowers. That's a fantastic idea. I love that. Okay, so can you hear me, Rosa?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So do you fancy reading from here as much as you want then?
Okay. Banksy famous mural of a masked man frozen forever in the instant before he unlaces not a brick or a bomb, but a bouquet of flowers may seem, at first blush, to exemplify a pacifist commitment to peaceful disobedience. The work appears to echo the precepts of Mahatma Gandhi's Satyagraha, a philosophy of not violence that the Indian ethicist coined in 1919. Banksy fully fleshed figure, incongruously armed with a first full of beauty, appears to epitomize Gandhi's instance on the wielding moral, not physical strength. Doesn't it? Or has Banksy slyly subverted the philosophical assertion of pacifist force, but portraying his hero as an enraged rioter? The figure's anger has not been tempered, but an appeal to the higher ideals of beauty and truth. Instead, those ideals have been weaponized by Banksy. Here, beauty and truth are not disarming, they are devastatingly explosive. Wow.
No, how was that for you? Was it a bit too difficult or okay?
Yeah, it's okay, but there are a lot of philosophical
Ah, yes.
ideas and
Tricky ideas in there. I agree. I wasn't too sure about some of them. So just
yes.
below, there's this photo here, and it says on the wall, "One nation under CCTV." That's very funny. um, there's a lot of CCTV cameras in London. So I thought it was a good reading. Did quite well, I thought, really. Um, so the guy we're talking about, this is not a real name. I think he's adopted this name. It's not his real name. And it's the word bank, and then we sort of say C on the end. So we're saying Banksy, Banksy. Does that make sense? Banksy. That's his name.
Banksy.
Yeah, that's it. Banksy. Or something like this, maybe even. I'll type it up here. So bank, and then I sort of say a big C, Banksy, like that. Or SEAC, like that. Or perhaps when you see something, it's doubly, isn't it? So bank and then C. I think you've got it. I'm sure you've got it, actually. Anything there that you want to ask about? It doesn't mean I'll be able
Um,
to answer the question, of course, but anything there?
um, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
wielding moral. Wielding moral.
Yeah. When I read that, I wasn't quite sure what he meant there. Yeah, so the guy, so wielding. That's the word.
Wielding.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll lose the ing. So wield. Just try that.
Wield.
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 Yeah. So it's a bit like, yeah, you've got it really. Let's stick it in the dictionary. Let's listen to the dictionary for a second. So wield. Whoops. So it's really about if you have a tool, some sort of a tool, you might. This is here. So if you wield a weapon, tool, or piece of equipment, you carry and use it. Often I tend to think about a swordsman with a sword, and he might wield his sword. That's often more exciting way how might get used. You wield a sword. That's your wielding your weapon. So
Mm-hmm.
let's listen to their wielding first of all. Wielding.
Wielding.
Yeah. Do you want to give that a go? Wielding.
Wielding.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. It might want it. You're about sort of almost 90% there, but maybe once more. But do the small one. Wield. Wield.
Wield.
Wield.
Yeah, that's good. And again, wield. Rosa.
Wield.
Yeah. That's it. I think you have it there. So when you listen to that word there, wield, it's basically the same sound as this other word. That word. Is it double L? I think it's double L, isn't it? I think. Is it double? I'm not sure if it's one or two L's. So if you have a trolley on wheels and you're wheeling it along the road or outside of a house or something, you can say you're wheeling something or wheeled. You might say I wheeled my trolley in the local supermarket because trolleys have wheels on, don't they? I'm not sure if there's one or two L's there. I don't know how that's spelled. So that's the other way. Those two words have basically the same pronunciation. And I think you're saying, so this is moral, and I think you're saying it correctly. Moral. Moral. Do you want to just say it again? Moral?
Moral.
Yeah, that's perfect. You're absolutely perfect. That's it. 100% perfect there. So do you know what morals are? I've put an S on the end. So what are morals? Do you know what
Yes,
they are?
moral.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay. Good.
And
Anything else?
slyly.
Oh,
Slyly.
just below it. So if you
Yeah.
take off the final ly, so it's ly then another ly. It's a very tricky, odd-looking word. But if you take off one of those lys, that's the basic word there. So it's sly, sly.
Sly.
That's right.
Sly.
That's it. You've got it spot on. And if you put a second ly, it becomes the same meaning, but slyly.
Slyly.
That's it. That's it. Yes. So it's a little bit like the spy bit again. There were several sort of spy words, and a spy would probably do lots of things slyly. So it's sort of secretively again, essentially. It's basically a little bit on the secret side. Anything else there? Is there
Rioter.
I'm not quite sure.
The end of the question. Rioter.
Oh, this one here. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that's rioter. Rioter.
Rioter.
That's right. Yeah. So if you're having a riot, sort of like a big sort of a group of people aren't sort of obeying the rules of the country, that's a riot. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Little bits I noticed were going back to the beginning again. There's a couple of words. So there's that word there. So that's sort of a French word. It is a French word, and we say it as bouquet, bouquet, bouquet. Do you want to just say it just to practice? Bouquet, Rosa? I can't hear you.
Sorry. Bouquet. Bouquet.
Well, the first one was how most British people would say it, but I have heard occasionally some people say bouquet, but it's normally bouquet, bouquet,
Bouquet.
bouquet. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was that word too. That word there, maybe.
Blush.
Almost. We say it is blush, blush.
Blush.
Perfect, perfect. And because it's the first word in the sentence, what's that word there, maybe again?
Exemplify.
Yeah, that's very good. Exemplify. That's it. So it's like an example, a good example, you might say. I think that word was a bit tricky for you. That one there. How you say that?
Precepts.
That's it. Yeah, precepts. So it's a bit like that.
Precepts.
It's a bit like the same sort of idea as the tenets before. It's like your basic fundamental ideas. Have you heard of this person? He's quite a famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. In English, we say it as Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi in English.
Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi.
That's it.
I was in India,
Mm.
in New Delhi.
Oh
There
wow, yeah.
is I don't know the
Statue,
name. Uh, um,
a
when you
monument.
death, when you death.
When you're dead, yes.
Yes, I don't know
Mm.
the name. Cemetery.
Yes, it could be a cemetery. That's right, cemetery.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's
Okay.
there,
So you visited
Mahatma.
where he's buried, did you? You visited where he's buried.
Yes.
I didn't know he's in New Delhi. Okay.
Mm.
I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is the name of the piece of work which most of his ideas, many of his ideas are written in. Okay, but I won't try to pronounce.
Satyagraha.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, well done. But I wouldn't give it a go because I can't do it justice. That's good. And I think just below that word, I think tripped you up a little bit. Being an English word, I know this one. Well, Latin, I guess. Greek. Could you try to pronounce?
Ethicist.
Yeah. So it's tricky. So that was ethic, and so your ethics or some of your basic precepts or tenets, you might say, once again. But when there's an ist on the end, it's not quite sort of ethic anymore. So that's ethic. So well, let's stick it
Um,
in the dictionary. Yeah, do you want to give it another go?
ethicist. And
Yes, almost.
ethicist.
Yes, it's tricky.
Yes,
Ethicist. Oh, I can't do it myself now.
ethicist.
Ethicist. Ethicist is ethicist. I'm sorry. Ethicist. For some reason, they've given us the American, the American pronunciation. Let's listen to it. Say ethicist.
ethicist,
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, have you got that? Do you want to try it again? Ethicist.
Ethicist.
It's a bit tricky.
Ethicist.
ethician,
Ethician. Yeah. That's well, they've only got the American pronunciation. So ethicist. So it's a bit tricky. So we're sort of saying We're putting in a sort of sort of sound in here, and there's no obvious sound right there. It looks almost like an A. We're almost sticking an A sound in here somewhere. That's what's tricky about it. So ethicist. Shall we give it one more go? Ethicist.
Ethicist. Ethicist.
Yeah. Try
Ethicist.
try not to look at the letters too much because the letters are sort of putting you off a little bit. You're trying to say, oh, I'm trying to say the air, then you're trying to make a th, then you'll think, oh, I need to make that sound. But when we get here, it's sort of sound. Uh, uh. Yeah, because they've got an upside down E there, haven't they? So ethicist. We'll leave this actually because it is a bit tricky. We'll do it one more go, then that's that. So we'll listen to them, then I'll say it, then it's your go. So this is them.
ethicist,
Ethicist. Your go.
Ethicist.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Well done. That's it. You've got it. Try to hold on to that one. Perhaps write that word down as one to practice because it is tricky. Ethicist. So it doesn't.
Ethicist.
Yeah. I think your cat might have it too, actually. And I think that word may be there. Well, there's 3 F words here. Do you mention these 3 F words?
Fully flexed figure.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. It's just the ed. It's the wrong ed sound there. So I just say it for you. So fully flexed figure. Fully flexed figure. Do you want to do the middle one again?
Fully flexed figure.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Flexed. That's it. There's a tricky word there. Do you want to do that one again? That one?
Incongruously.
Perfect.
incongruously.
Yes, that was it. You had it. Incongruously. That's it. It's well done. I thought that might trip you up. You did very, very well. Well done.
Mm.
Incongruous. So if something's incongruous, what's that then? What does it mean? Do you have any idea?
Yes, it's like of in Spanish it's incongruente.
Okay.
But
So
I
it's Latin.
don't know the meaning. It's very difficult to explain.
So,
Incongruously.
does this picture here give you an idea?
Okay. What is he doing? Is something incongruously?
That's it. Yes,
No,
that's it.
like this.
So he looks like a rioter. Should be throwing a brick or a bomb or something, but he's throwing a bunch of flowers, and
Yeah.
that's a masterpiece. I would suggest that's a masterpiece. That is, of ideas anyway. Well done. That's it. Yes, you've got it.
Mm.
That's it. So, and then just below incongruously, there's this one here.
Incongruously.
I'm not saying it right either sometimes. So that one there now.
Epitomise. Epitomise.
Yeah, sort of.
No, it's an example, no? It's an example.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's a little bit. This word is vaguely similar to this word. That's sort of an example, and so is this one. But if something epitomizes something, it's like
Epitomize.
it's almost like the perfect example, I suppose. So is exemplify really. Yeah, it's the ideal example of something. That's it. Anything else there? I've already said anything else, haven't I? So.
Oh no.
There is something else. I'm just looking. Oh yeah, that word there. So it obviously comes from weapon. So how do you say the whole word?
Yeah, weapon is it's weapon.
Mhm.
Gun.
Yeah,
Something.
that's the meaning. And can you say the whole word for me? So I said weapon to give you an idea, but what's the whole word?
Weapon. Weaponist. Weaponist.
Okay, I think that sort of turns into a Z when we say it. So weaponized, weaponized.
Weaponized.
Yeah, so turning something into a weapon. So in that last photo, the rioter was trying to turn, I don't know, the bunch of flowers into a weapon, but not really, of course.
Yeah.
Let's think. I think it was the ed ending there tripped you up a little bit. So do you want to try that one again? So that one there.
Temperate. Temperate.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky when you have ERED on the end. It is tricky. So, but a lot of them sound the same. So that's the full word. So we say it as tempered, tempered, tempered.
Temperate.
Yeah,
Temperate.
That's it. But if I take the ED off, what's that word now without the ED?
Is like worm? No.
As the meaning, you mean? I
Yeah.
suppose it could be something to do with that, but most people don't think of it that way.
Temper.
Yeah,
Temper.
that's it. Temper. That's it. Temper. That's it.
Temper.
So someone might have a bad temper, which means they get angry very easily or very quickly if you have a bad temper.
Bad
That's
temper.
it. It says anchor right there,
Temper.
doesn't it? That's it. Did we do? Shall we just reread this little bit here? That bit there I've highlighted. If I read it to you, do you want to read it back? Is that okay? This would be the
Yeah.
end, I think. So, or has Banksy slyly subverted the philosophical assertion of pacifistic force by portraying his hero as an enraged rioter. Do you want to read it again? Your go. Or
Or
has.
has Banksy slyly subverted, subverted the philosophical assertion of pacifistic force by portraying his hero as an enraged rioter.
Yes. You've got rioter. Well done. And your pacifistic was good too. So that tripped you up last time. You did very well. Well done. And your slyly is about 80%. So
Slyly.
slyly, that's it. Slyly, that's it. You're doing well. That's good. And the next word along. So do you know the meaning of that word? So that is subverted. Subverted. Do you know the meaning at all? Subvert or subverted?
Subverted? No.
No. Okay. So if we go back to the spy people again, you could say that a spy is trying to subvert a country, you might say. He's trying to do nasty things to a country. That's subvert. You're trying to turn something around, to change it in some way. Subvert. Sort of like pervert almost. Let's put it into the dictionary because there's a slightly more precise meaning, perhaps. Subvert. So if you're a capitalist, I'm trying to subvert you, I might be trying to turn you into, I don't know, a fascist or a communist or something. Subvert. Let's say, as an example. So to subvert something means to destroy its power and influence. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it, I suppose, isn't it? So overturn, destroy, undermine, upset. I think upset is a good way of putting it, isn't it? So an example sentence might be an alleged plot to subvert the state. Yeah, something a spy might do, isn't it, really, I suppose. Okay. So your philosophical's nice. This is a bit tricky. So this one here is assertion. Assertion. So it's like a statement or something like that. You're making a statement of an idea. Assertion. Do you want to say it again, that word? Assertion.
Assertion. Assertion.
So if we take off the ION at the end, so if you assert something, you're sort of stating it fairly forcefully. So just want to say assert. Assert.
Assertion. Assertion.
Okay, miss off the ION for the moment because assert, those few letters there in blue, that's a real word. That's the basic or root word, you might say. And if you assert something, you're stating it strongly as a fact, something. You assert something. So just say assert for the moment. Assert. Assert.
Assert. Assert.
Um, it's pretty good what you're saying, but a little bit, it sounds a little bit like, oh, it's saying here my internet's unstable. I hope you can hear me okay. So the word is, have I spelled it correctly? I have, yes. So that's the word we're talking about. But occasionally it sounds a little bit like you're saying a shirt. A shirt. So it's a double S, and you're making like an SH sort of a sound instead. So if I say both of these things here, so the top one is assert, assert, and down here a shirt, a shirt, a shirt. Can you do both of them for me? The top one first of all, maybe. I can't hear you, so Rosa. Are you still there, Rosa? Can you hear me? Oh, right. I think that the cat has asserted himself, I think. Okay. Okay, so does anyone have any comments about this little bit we just read? So, okay. I don't know necessarily if that really is a Banksy, but it could be. One Nation under CCTV. Oh, I see. There's a little character right here. So let's look at that for a second, that piece of work. So, so on the side of a building, the letters are very cubic. They're very square, fairly precise, but the paint is running. So there's lots of drips coming down from it. And then we have a guy. It might even be a child. Let's see if we can get a bit closer in. So this is somewhere in London, I think. So it looks like a little child painting on the wall. Oh, fantastic. So I guess this is a sort of a little bit something against, I suppose, CCTV and the fact that the state loves watching its citizens. As I look down this city road, I can't see any cameras, but it wouldn't surprise me if there are some cameras there and we just can't see them. So this is somewhere in London. I don't know where. We can just see the address of the road there, but it's hidden behind that balustrade or window part there, I think. Yeah. But the little kiddie looks really cute with his red sort of outfit on, sort of like a bluey sort of a pot of paint on his back, I guess. Of course, here's the camera right there, isn't it? There's the camera right there. There's a light so it can be seen. So what is the camera looking at? Well, we can't see exactly. It's an odd place to put a camera, I guess. It's around the back. I suppose maybe that's where a burglary would happen. You might go around the back of somewhere to break in rather than the front door, perhaps. Anyone want to talk about this photo at all? This painting here, this piece of work?
I don't know. CCTV, is well-known TV channel in Great Britain.
Yeah. Ah, well.
It's government. It's because I don't know what is it, their channel. If it's governmental channel from government, we
no. Although strangely, the Chinese television channel is, I believe, well, it was at one point, it was called CCTV, but that's an internet channel, I think. I don't know if you can receive it on television anymore, but CCTV really is referring to cameras like this where my cursor is on the screen here. So this is a camera that is looking for trying to keep security, stopping people breaking something or breaking in, perhaps. So the CC stands for closed circuit television. And normally a security guard will be sitting on the other end of this camera, looking at the TV screen, observing what is happening. That's the idea. For
maybe
security.
the idea that is Big Brother is looking for.
Yes, that's it. Well done. Big Brother. That's right.
Is watch for you.
That's it. Yes, watching you. Big Brother is watching you. That's it. It's amazing to think that saying was first written, I think, in 1948. Big Brother is watching you, and it was this idea. The writer had this idea that this sort of thing would happen, and he predicted the future perfectly, amazingly. Okay.
Because nothing changed. There are some regimes like totalitarianism, like democracy or socialism, and nothing changed. We can have some new equipment like smartphone, like internet,
Yeah, yeah.
and
There's always
other,
some way of doing it.
but the base of this regime the same. So now through in future through the 100 of years, I think the rules the same. The rules will the same.
Yeah, yeah. There's lots of similarities, yes, in the past. Very true. I don't know if I can get this correct, but they say history doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it does have some similarities. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities to the past. Yeah, that's a great work, actually. I like that. Because you love the cuteness of the child who seems to be doing it. So that's the innocence of what he's writing. So in America, they have this saying, "One nation under God." And of course, here that's in America. We don't really have that in the UK, but this is written on the wall in the UK. One nation under CCTV. So I suppose it's almost saying maybe CCTV is a god of some sort, perhaps too. Might be an idea there. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so what other photos have we got? So we've got this one here, which was the rioter throwing a bouquet of flowers, or a bunch of flowers even, bunch of flowers. So where is this? Where do we think this piece of work is? What country is this? Any ideas? Anyone?
It look like Eastern Middle East.
Yes, I think you can possibly, yes. I agree with you. A lot of the buildings have this sort of sandy color to them, don't they? Perhaps to reflect the heat. Also, there's
Or
the
Mediterranean countries, maybe.
yeah, could be.
Yes.
Yes,
So
there is a clue here on the right, because there is kind of Bethlehem
yes,
or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, the word Bethlehem. So
Bethlehem.
Bethlehem is a city in a particular country, isn't it? Which gives it away. So where
It-
is Bethlehem? Anyone know?
It's
So
in
yeah, where is it? It's a name which is in the Bible.
it's
So that,
Belém. Belém. It's
Lebanon,
in
Israel.
Jerusalem.
yes, it could be it's in those territories there in the Middle East. That's it. Yes. So I would say most Brits would say Bethlehem. Bethlehem. That's it. Bethlehem. That's it. But it's written in English, so that's a little bit odd in a sense because they don't really. I don't know. Fantastic. We've done that one. That's stencils. Let's close that one. And we've done this one. And that's Margate. That's that there. There we go. Okay. So does anyone want to talk about this at all? Any chat about what we've done here?
Banksy is always welcome because there are lots of things to talk about, and yeah, for hours.
This is a funny one. There's often a comical element to it, isn't there? Which gets my attention anyway. So this is very good. I like this one. So who wants to talk about this one?
The truth of our life.
Yeah.
Addiction to the smartphone, to the social medias, and even when we at home, when we speak with our families, I don't know. I keep keep my phone near, and all time try to screen, try to find read new news or something else. So yeah,
I know in the UK we're seriously talking about banning phones for under, oh dear, I'm not quite sure some of the details. Possibly under 14s might have some restrictions, and then lesser restrictions for under 16s. And then I guess after 16 you can have your own mobile phone or whatever you want, I would guess. So, but this is adults, of course, here. I like how the faces are lit up. The phone's lit up and their faces are lit up too. I like that. Everything else
Read
is
some
quite
article.
dark.
I read some article that
Hmm.
now it's also from Britain,
Hmm.
that young people in Britain change their smartphones to the button phones with
Yeah.
buttons
Yeah,
uh,
some
to
have. Yeah.
to to protect yourself and to uh, save the time and because they spend many time, so people change their phones.
Hmm. So we sometimes talk about a smartphone. That's what these guys in the photo have. But we also talk sometimes about a dumb phone because the opposite of smart is dumb. And so, exactly as you were saying, Michael, so a dumb phone is one of these push button phones where you can talk to people and you can text them maybe, and you have the time. And if you're lucky, you can take a photograph, but that's about it. You can't do much more on those on a dumb phone. Yeah. And they're a lot cheaper, of course, dumb phones, very, very cheap, whereas smartphones are expensive. So, do you love your smartphones, you guys, or are you not yet fully addicted? Or how does it work with you then?
Yes, I'm fully addicted and I'm concerned about it.
And concerned. I like
I
that you're
try
aware
to
of it.
avoid, but it's
Yeah.
very hard.
Hmm. Yeah, there's always I often miss messages on my phone, and I wish I'd seen that. So I can be quite bad at my phone, not sit looking at it. So Rosa, do you have a smartphone? Giuseppe, do you have a smartphone? Or Elena?
Yes, we use at work special smartphones with special apps.
Hmm.
So every second, it's very useful stuff.
Every second, you're working on your mobile, on your smartphone all the time, are you?
Yes, because we have to read information about our
Hmm.
clients and then uh, to write down any detailed reports about everything. So so we communicate with each other via
Hmm.
our smartphones.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
communicate with our bosses or with each other,
Colleagues, other colleagues, yeah.
with my peers. Yeah.
Or workmates. So how do you say your other, how do you refer to your other workers? Do you call them colleagues or do you call them workmates or friends? How do you refer to them?
Colleagues,
Colleagues.
team. Yeah.
Colleagues.
Mhm.
Colleagues. Yeah, okay. Okay. So Giuseppe, do you have a smartphone? Or was that a
Yeah,
silly question? Yeah.
no, I have one. I am not addicted.
Yeah.
I used to stay in contact with my relatives and mostly to learn English because every time a word bumps into my mind, I want to know his
Mm,
English sound
um,
or maybe meaning or translation. So yeah, it's a quite useful way uh, to use my smartphone. So
a very useful tool. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
A
Yeah,
handheld computer, effectively. Yeah.
yeah. Instead to maybe spending time in front of my uh, PC or screen. Yeah, it's a quick look to the emails and
Mm.
messages, but mostly to to improve my English. Yeah.
Good excuse. That's a very
Oh,
good reason.
yeah, and apart from WhatsApp, I have I am not. I do not use social media, so
Oh, yeah.
it's quite traditional way. Yeah,
Yes.
I like to know. So if there is a question, curiosity or doubt, yeah, I use my phone quickly and effectively, I think.
Well done. Very good. So Rosa, have you spoken about your smartphone at all, if you have one? Are you able to speak now? Or is
I'm
oh.
on the street. Sorry.
Are you on the street? Are you chasing your cat? Are you looking for your cat?
No,
Did he
I'm
get out
on
the
the
window?
street. um, I can hear the conversation, but
Yeah.
I'm on the street now. Sorry.
Can I ask what you're doing? Can I ask what you are doing? Are you really busy?
Certain news.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not sure.
Often Rosa's cat takes part in the lesson as well, and I assumed the cat got out the window and she was running down the road after the cat, but she kind of said no. She sort of implied that was not what was happening. So that's good. That's at least the cat is safe. So this one is titled Mobile Lovers. Mobile Lovers 2014. That's great. Good title. And they're at the end pretty much there. That's good. So I think it's Thursday. We're looking at the real meaning of Van Gogh's Sunflowers. That's the real meaning. I think we're doing that Thursday because I saw this article and I thought it was very good. I thought, so I don't know, it might be terrible when we get there, but I thought it was very good. So we've almost had 2 hours. I think maybe we better leave it there. So Rosa, Giuseppe, Michael, and Elena, thanks for coming. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Hope to
Thank
see you next
you.
time.
Thank you.
And next week is the last week before summer holidays. So one more week, then it's summer holidays. Okay. So
Okay.
see you everybody. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.